Hello friends, welcome back to StudyCell. In this video, we'll make a completely offline smart door lock system using ESP32. Here you can generate virtual keys and share it to anyone, and they can securely unlock the door just by using their phone. No keys, no fingerprint scanner, no internet required. I got this project idea while watching MrBeast Studio tour. I will also share the video in the description. In their studio, you can easily unlock the door with your mobile because according to MrBeast,
because keys suck.
And there is no fingerprint scanner because
then you have to measure people's thumbs. Sometimes you have stuff on your fingers. It's way too complicated.
Now here I have made the complete circuit on the breadboard for testing, so anyone can make it after watching the complete video. Now here ESP32 will create its own hotspot. So first we have to connect with the hotspot. Then we have to log in to owner dashboard. Now from here we can unlock the door. We can generate the virtual keys. So first let me generate a one-time key. So let me give the name, select one time, and this is our key. I can just copy it and share it to anyone. Next I will generate a permanent key. Again I will give the name, select permanent, and this is our permanent key. Again I can copy it and send it to someone. So in this manner you can generate maximum 10 keys. Now let me show you from another mobile. You just have to connect with the hotspot, then tap on this link and tap on unlock to unlock the door. It will remain unlocked for 5 seconds, then it will automatically lock. Now as it is one time key, if I try to unlock again, it will show invalid key. Now we also generated a permanent key. Let me show you. Again I will just tap on this token, then tap on unlock button. The door unlocked and it will remain unlocked for 5 seconds. Now as it is the permanent key, I can use it again and again. Everything you can configure from the Arduino sketch. I will discuss later on. Now we can also disable, delete or enable the keys. So you can manage the keys from this dashboard, and ESP32 can store all these keys in the EEPROM. I will discuss all the features in details later on this video. So without any further delay, let's get started. This video is sponsored by Altium, a world-class PCB design software trusted by many of the biggest electronic companies. The user interface is so simple, you can easily design any complex PCB in Altium. It brings together PCB design, MCAD, data management and teamwork. It also provides centralized cloud storage, automatic backup and many more powerful features. And if you are a student, you can also enroll Altium Student Lab for free to get access Altium software and online PCB design courses. After completing the course, you will also receive a certificate of completion from Altium. There are many other key benefits, so I highly recommend checking out the Altium Student Lab. You will find a link in the description. Just enroll using your university email ID. It's a great opportunity for students and a great initiative from Altium to help you grow your skill in electronics design. These are the required components. Now we have to connect all these components as per the circuit diagram. The circuit is very simple. Here I have used 12 volt solenoid lock. So I have given the 12 volt DC supply, then converted the 12 volt to 5 volt using this voltage regulator for ESP32 and DC buzzer. Now to control the lock, I have used this TIP122 transistor, and this bell push button will be outside the door. So if someone press the button, the buzzer will start, and if you are inside, then you can unlock the door using this manual unlock button. Now here you can see I have made a complete circuit on the breadboard just to demonstrate how the project works. Now let me quickly connect the ESP32 with my laptop to program it. Now this is the source code for this project. You can download this code from our website iotcircuithub.com. Just visit the article. You can find the link in the description. Then you can download the code from this button. After that you have to unzip, then open the source code. You will find all these files. Keep all the files in a same folder, then open this INO file using Arduino IDE. Now as I said, the ESP32 will create its own access point. So after connecting with the hotspot, you have to enter this IP to access the dashboard. and here I have used this version of the ESP32, and most of the libraries are inbuilt, so you don't have to install them separately. Now from here you can access all the module. I will explain the functionality of each module later on this video, but before that let me configure the ESP32. For that you have to go to this config.h file. From this file you can do all the configuration. So if I scroll down, first let me configure the access point. So if you want the access point to be open, then you have to make this variable true. So if this variable true, then you can just connect with the access point or hotspot without any password. And if you make this variable false, then to connect with the access point, it will ask this password. Again, you can modify the access point name and password according to your requirement. For this video, I have made the access point open as I don't want visitor to enter the password. Visitor will just connect with this hotspot, then press the unlock button to open the door. Now this is the IP for owner dashboard. Although I have not used password for access point, but to access the dashboard, admin always has to enter this password. So don't share this password. You can change the password according to your requirement. Then these are the GPIO pins I have used for this project. Then with this variable you can define the auto lock delay. After you unlock the door, it will lock after 5 seconds. Again, you can change the delay according to your requirement. Now here I have used DC solenoid lock. So to unlock the door, I have to make the GPIO high, and to lock the door again, I have to make the GPIO low. So you can set these two variables according to your requirement, how GPIO behave to unlock and lock the door. You can also define how many keys you can store. So here I have entered 10, so I can store maximum 10 keys. Then this is the login timeout delay. If owner forget to log out from the dashboard, it will automatically log out after 5 minutes. So after doing this configuration according to your requirement, you can just go to tools, select the board as ESP32 dev module, then select the proper COM port. Now from here I will recommend you to select this partition scheme, and I will also recommend you to enable this option erase all flash before sketch upload. So I will enable it. Now let me hit the upload button. As I said before, I will explain the functionality of each module later on this video, and I will also try to explain the complete code in the same article. You can find the link in the description. Here you can see the code uploaded successfully. I will just open the serial monitor, then I will just reset the ESP32 just to check there is no error. And here you can see you will find everything is okay and system is ready. So our code uploaded successfully. Now I will disconnect the ESP32 from my laptop and connect it with the 12 volt DC supply. Here the ESP32 will create the access point. So we just have to turn on the Wi-Fi, then tap on the access point name, door lock. As I have disabled the password, so it connected automatically. Now I have to open the browser, then enter the IP http 192.168.41. So this is our owner dashboard login. Here I have to enter the password to access the dashboard. So you can change the owner password according to your requirement and tap on login. Now this is the owner dashboard. From here we can generate the key. We can also unlock the door. You can see the door unlocked, and after 5 seconds it will automatically lock. Now first let me generate a one-time key. So let me give the name guest1. You can give any name. Then I have selected the one time. Then I will tap on generate virtual key. So here you can see this is our key. I will tap here to copy the key. Then I can save it in Telegram so that we can send it later on. So let me paste it here. So this is our key, and here you can see one time, and this is the token. Now let me go to the dashboard. Now let me generate a permanent key. Here I will give the name family. You can give any name, then select permanent, tap on this button to generate the key, and this is our key. Again I will copy it and save it anywhere where I can share later on. So this is the family and key type permanent, and this is the token. And I can also enable, disable or delete the key from this dashboard. Now I will just log out. So currently I have logged out. Here you can see I have disconnected from the access point. Here you can see I have sent the key to another mobile. But before opening the lock, I have to disconnect from the mobile data, then turn on the Wi-Fi, then I have to connect with the access point door lock. I will just tap here, it will connect without any password. And on the message you can also see we have to connect with the access point, then tap on this link. So if I tap here, this is the one-time key. I will tap here to unlock it. You can see it unlocked, and after 5 seconds it will automatically lock. Now as it is already used, if I tap here, it will show invalid key, as this is the one-time key. Now let me go to the second message. So this is the permanent key for the family we have generated. So again, as we are already connected with the hotspot, so I'll just tap on this link and tap the unlock button to unlock the door. Again it will lock after 5 seconds. Now as it is permanent key, if I tap here, again it will unlock. So thus you can generate the key according to your requirement. Now let me disable the family key. Now from this phone, let me connect with the owner dashboard. So this is our owner dashboard. Again I have to log in. So from here, let me disable this permanent key. I will just tap here, then OK, and here you can see now it is disabled. So if anyone try to unlock the door with this key, then they cannot unlock it. Again tap here, then press here, it is showing invalid key as I have disabled it. Now let me enable the key again. Now it is showing the key is active. So again, if I tap here on this token and then tap on the unlock, the door unlocked. Thus you can enable, disable or delete the key from this dashboard, and you can generate maximum 10 keys. And as you have already used the one-time key, so it is showing used. So I can delete this key. I will just go to delete and OK, the key deleted. And it has also a manual unlock button. So if someone outside, they can press this button to ring the buzzer, you can see. Then if you are inside, then you can unlock the door with this push button. So this is a very useful project. Now here the ESP32 save all the keys in the EEPROM. So if there is any load shedding, let me turn off the complete supply, then let me turn it on. Now if I connect with the hotspot created by the ESP32, connected. Now if I try to open the door using this permanent key, still I can open it, as after the power loss, ESP32 still can remember the generated key and status in the EEPROM memory. Now let me quickly explain the functionality of each module. As I said before, in the config.h you can store all the configuration for GPIO, Wi-Fi, access point. Then the storage module access the key database using preference and LittleFS. After that, database manager manages the virtual key database by adding, searching, updating and deleting records. Then the key manager controls the business logic for virtual keys, including creating, validating, enabling, disabling or deleting the keys. Door lock controls the door hardware such as lock, buzzer, status LED, timer. Then the web server handler processes all the web requests, user login, database action and communicates between browser and ESP32. And at last the web pages.h store all the HTML, CSS, JavaScript for this project. I will try to explain each modules in details in the article. You can find a link in the description. And in upcoming videos, I will try to add more features to this circuit, and let me know in the comment section if you have any suggestions. If you find this video helpful, then please hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe for more such videos. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.